as trans people, as queer people, as humans, it is okay to learn to set boundaries later. There is no time limit on learning to set a boundary. And it is okay to set your boundaries. And if someone doesn't respect that, it is okay to cut them out. Hello my lovelies, my name is Stephanie Lynette and welcome to my lovely channel. And in today's video, the second video of 2024, I wanted to make a video in 2023 still. As you can tell, I'm currently still in my New Year's makeup, just brushed out my hair a little bit for a little jazzy little moment. Because it's energy I don't want to take into 2024, but it's something that I need to talk about, and that is not feeling guilty for removing toxic people from your life. Now, this is kind of part story time, part kind of lessons learned type of thing. And I'll just cut straight to it. In January 2023, I had just broken my arm and I fell out with my elder sister. I found out that, so just to give you some context, my elder sister had never been very supportive of my transition. She was supportive in some aspects, but then in others. So when I first came out, the first thing she said to me was, you know, you can just be gay, please don't do this. She thought I was doing it for attention, which she spoke about publicly multiple times. She also chose to misgender me and use my dead name for 2.5 years after I had transitioned. Super fun. And then throughout my entire relationship with her for the rest of my life as Stephanie, she developed a tendency to implement microaggressions towards myself, talking about my lack of a vagina, talking about my transition, talking about everything, really, and we have never had a brilliant relationship. We got closer when I moved away, but she once told me, it's hard to love you because you dream too big. She also has made multiple homophobic, transphobic and racist comments towards me, and so Christmas 2022, I had just broken my arm, and I was sat across from her and her fiance then at the Christmas dinner table, and she said, oh, I wake up every day and I'm so glad that I'm not Steph. And it was just one of her usual kind of throwaway, you know, didn't think much about it, but I had just broken my arm. It was Christmas Day. I was so upset. It really bothered me. And then I was talking with my younger sister at the time, who is trying to pursue a career in the arts and is applying for arts universities and things like that. We were very proud of her, we love her, we're giving her all the support, we love you. And I found out that my elder sister was trying to use examples from my own life to deter her for following in my path. So things like my problems with alcohol and my problems with drugs and living alone and being hospitalized while I lived alone, and trying to use those as deterrents from my younger sister pursuing her dream, which I didn't really agree with. And so I decided to call out 25 years at that point of shitty behaviour and also these accusations that she had kind of been talking about me over Facebook in January of 2023, just got New Year's. And she completely lost her fucking mind. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to share the messages. If I will, then they'll be up now, and if I haven't, then, you know. But I tried to approach it quite jokingly, and she immediately became very defensive, which made me very aware that it was in fact something she had done and shared. And so I didn't speak to her, and she got married in 2023, and originally I was invited but not a bridesmaid, and then at the request of my lovely mum I was made a bridesmaid, and then I was actively disinvited from my older sister's wedding in 2023, which was really fucking hard, actually, I won't lie, and as a result of that, I haven't spoken to her so this video is coming out on the 8th of January 2024, and the last time I spoke to her was the 7th of January 2023, so it's been a year since I've spoken to her, and initially I thought our relationship was repairable with her just apologising for the shit that she said, saying that she was so happy that she wasn't me on fucking Christmas Day across the dinner table from me, you know, classy. And then I wasn't included in her wedding, and it upset me, it upset the whole family. It pretty much ruined the day because everyone was like, well, where's Steph and what's going on? Like, my not being there was more detrimental to the day than me having gone and just, I don't know, anyway. So I thought our relationship was salvageable if she had just apologised. And then because she decided that me calling out her behaviour was wrong, everyone's entitled to their opinion, I genuinely thought our relationship could be saved. I genuinely did. But as a trans person, the idea of like being a bridesmaid and being a part of a wedding party and things like that, there's very euphoric kind of associations with that, and my sister knew that. But also, you know, she's my big sister and I loved her, and I wanted to be there to support her. And as it currently stands, I think sisters fall out all the time, as we used to all the time, and it can be very easily fixed. But not even not being invited, being actively invited and then disinvited from your own sister's wedding, the sibling you're closest in age with, the one you went to school with, both schools. I will live with not being invited to my sister's wedding for the rest of my life. And it took me back to this like really awful childhood time of like the younger sibling not accepted by the sister, just wanting to fit in, and it took me back to this very like teenage kind of playground. And I was on the phone to my mum, and my mum doesn't cry very often. I've seen her cry maybe 3 times in my life. And she was very close once when she was dropping me off at university, but then she forgot her figs in my fridge and then we just laughed. But my sister actively choosing to cause me harm by disinviting me from that, and then actively inflicting that harm on other people who were invested in me being there, and on my mum, who I love. You know that. Everyone knows that. I will live through it. I will live with it forever. And I will never forgive her for it. Ever. I was talking to my younger sister, who I'm very close with, and she said, you know, how are you? And I was like, I'm gonna carry this for the rest of my life. This is like just another, you know, I thought my family having control over my emotional trauma ended when I left at 17, but here we are, 9 years later, surprise. And so I ended that relationship by calling her out, and then she chose to kind of do what she did. And I will never instigate contact with her ever. Never. If she ever wants to speak to me again, she can reach out to me. But honestly, I don't know if I'd fucking answer. I don't know, who knows? And that's okay. As a trans person, I have had my fair share of struggles with family members. I have. There's no point beating around the bush and saying that I haven't, because I have. But on the whole, they've been incredibly supportive of my transition. This is the first time I've really experienced a family member choosing to inflict pain like that, in that way, knowingly. You know, I have trauma from relationship with my parents, but they don't really know that. It's very kind of that you don't really recognise the trauma that they could, that sort of thing. But my sister actively going out of her way to uninvite me. She didn't send me a birthday card before the wedding. She didn't talk to me. She didn't congratulate me on starting my masters. And I realised what a toxic person she was. And it's very difficult to love someone who you learn is toxic. Because you don't really know what to do with all of your feelings. You still have all of them, but you don't really know how to compartmentalise them all. And so the lessons I learned were talking about it helps, sharing it with the people that you want to share it with helps, otherwise you kind of feel it in here forever. And that's what happened to me. The breakdown of my relationship with my sister is one of the direct contributors to my depression, coming back in my suicide attempt in October. On her birthday. Fun fact. Very manipulative of me to try and kill myself on her birthday, but luckily she doesn't know that. So there we go. She doesn't watch my videos, so. And if she happens to be watching this video, as trans people, as queer people, as humans, it is okay to learn to set boundaries later. There is no time limit on learning to set a boundary. And it is okay to set your boundaries. And if someone doesn't respect that, it is okay to cut them out and to never speak to them. And if someone is directly causing you harm, I want you to know that they are a toxic person, that you are not the problem. And it's okay to never, ever instigate conversation with them ever again. Talk about it. Talk about the people who will understand. Come to places like YouTube, where strange trans women on the internet are talking about it. Learn that you're part of a community of people who have had to choose to remove people from their lives. Remember, the blood might be thicker than water, but so is fucking oil. And some things are just poisonous. And it's okay to say, you know, we may be related, but I don't feel love in that relationship. Distraction really helped me. I cut my hair off on the day of my sister's wedding. I got my lips done, I cut my hair off, I went out and got very drunk with a very good friend of mine. Shout out to Dom. We love you, Dom. Thanks so much. She got me a Christmas present in America, actually. I'm very excited about it. And allow yourself the time to process that, because you kind of have to grieve for the relationship that you had or the dynamic that you had. Letting go of a sister is never easy. Letting go of anybody, never easy. So allow yourself the time to kind of heal from that. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about this, but I wanted to talk about it in 2023, share it in the very first part of 2024 and then not take it forwards. So I hope you enjoyed this video, although it's not a very enjoyable video. I hope you found this video helpful. Maybe you've recently kind of cut someone out of your life and you were looking for just another person who understands. I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're avoiding transphobia. I hope you really bloody like my hair, because I love this. This is... And I just had a burp. I'm filming this on New Year's Eve and I've had some champagne. I will see you next week for another video. Have a great day. Avoid transphobia, all of those things. Stay safe. Love ya.